This past summer, as Hollywood faced its second major strike, the president of the Actors Union, SAG-AFTRA, took to the podium. She was without makeup, she was raspy, and she was pissed. This was Fran Drescher. She was not in character as her street-smart sitcom nanny, and this was not a by-the-numbers romantic comedy. This was a woman who was willing to do anything to show her loyalty to a cause she believes in, and not back down. And you know what, Fran Drescher? She has done that sort of thing throughout her career, whether it be battling industry executives, or cancer, or more. So yeah, I guess it's time to find out what the f*** happened to Fran Drescher.
Good morning, everyone!
But to truly understand what the f*** happened to Fran Drescher, we must begin at the beginning, and the beginning began when she was born on her birthday, 1957, New York. Acting was always her passion, and in 1977 she landed a bit part as a dancer in the classic disco drama, Saturday Night Fever, sharing the screen with John Travolta and asking him this.
Hey, are you as good in bed as you are on that dance floor?
Her next role came as a secretary in American Hot Wax, followed by the TV horror flick Stranger in Our House, aka Wes Craven's Summer of Fear. Throughout the 80s, Fran would turn up quite a bit on the TV, but she really got a substantial role in 1980's American Graffiti wannabe, The Hollywood Knights. Miss Fran would follow that up with the summer camp romp, Gorp, and 1983's dismal Dr. Detroit, playing the love interest of Dan Aykroyd.
You're in the entertainment business.
Well, you could call us public servants. Don't we look it?
So at this point, she hadn't really left her mark on the industry yet. People weren't exactly noticing her. But then Fran Drescher got a role as a PR personnel in Rob Reiner's classic comedy mockumentary, This Is Spinal Tap, a role that she would actually later reprise in an episode of The Nanny. So after Spinal Tap, Fran would make a break for sitcoms. Although her first true attempt was 1986's Charmed Lives, which lasted 4 episodes, it was a failed Who's the Boss spinoff. 1988 brought Rock and Roll Mom, and she was pretty hilarious in the Weird Al movie UHF. She was cast because of her soon-to-be trademark nasally voice and in-your-face New York spirit. When Weird Al saw her, he knew she was something special. And when Weird Al thinks you're funny, that means you're actually funny. In the early part of the 1990s, Fran would pop up in stuff like Wedding Band and Cadillac Man, playing Robin Williams' mistress, followed by We're Talkin' Serious Money in 1991. Fran Drescher had just gotten the opportunity she needed, a CBS sitcom titled Princesses. But apparently, there was a lot of behind-the-scenes chaos, and it was so bad that there was a plan to replace the entire cast. Princesses lasted just 8 episodes, which 3 were unaired, but the show gave Miss Fran the push she needed, and during a chance encounter at the airport with a CBS executive, where she pitched a new show to him for 9 straight hours, after slapping on some makeup, of course, and putting on a colorful ensemble, and just like that, boom, the nanny came a-knockin'.
What? I shouldn't laugh?
If you must, try a soft, breathy and close.
This show has been described as the anti-Mary Poppins, as Fran is playing a nanny for a widowed Broadway producer. And he's like a Mr. Fancy Pants, and she's like a Miss Colorful, loud dress, loud voice, fun, crazy attitude. And when you put those together, you get some comedy. Comedy gold. Culture clash comedy gold. The Nanny gave this actress the chance to show just how funny she could be, verbally and physically. And it soon became an enormous hit. Of course, making her hugely famous and hugely loved by a lot. But of course, to some, she was a little annoying, but that's the point. Some people couldn't see the genius behind that squawking voice. And that obnoxious character from Friends, Janice, she was clearly a parody. The nanny was a hilarious fish out of water, and her volume was stuck at 11. Shout out to Spinal Tap.
These go to 11.
Of course, Fran was highly involved in the writing process of her own hit show, and even paid tribute to her family by naming the characters' parents, Sylvia and Morty, after her own mom and dad. Like I said, many fell in love with Fran's character, for countless reasons, the biggest reason being her ability to be an ordinary, down-to-earth girl with her own voice, no matter who's in the room and no matter how loud that voice is. But you gotta admit that laugh, it's infectious. I'm infected. This character could dress and speak how she wanted, and not be afraid of judgment. Fran was someone that girls at home could look up to for her ability to show the best parts of growing up as a woman, which I know nothing about, but it was still a funny show to me. I laughed right along with that studio audience that was telling me to laugh. The show, The Nanny, would hit peak ratings in 1995, also scoring Fran Drescher 2 Emmy and Golden Globe nominations apiece. And actually, 1 year prior, The Strike aired, showing Fran as someone who refuses to cross a picket line. Life and art intertwining. She had some small bits during The Nanny's run, like 1994's Car 54, Where Are You? And 1996's Jack, lending a shoulder to Robin Williams yet again.
Oh, honey.
So now, the fat cats of Hollywood thought it was time for Fran to be the lead actress and star in her very own movie. The story was a twist on The King and I, and it was called The Beautician and the Beast. Like I said, this was her first starring movie role, and it was a fitting one, considering she does have a background in cosmetology, and the character was molded to fit Fran Drescher's brand, you know, similar to that of The Nanny, which was like really popular on the television screen at that time, but Beautician and the Beast was not very popular on the movie screen. Unfortunately, this romantic comedy did poorly, opening at number 3 and facing critical annihilation. Those pesky critics did not like this one. Its tomatoes were rotting all over the place. But of course, you know, you got those hardcore Nanny fans, and they appreciated the comedy of this Beautician and this Beast. But unfortunately, Fran had to face it. Because of money and stuff, it looked like she was just not meant to lead on the silver screen. Especially if people were getting virtually the same thing, pretty much the same character for free on Wednesday nights.
Oh, look, my name's on TV.
Well, look at who we have here. Fran Find the Nanny.
In 1999, The Nanny went off the air, and she began picking up the pieces, appearing in movies like Picking Up the Pieces, but she would face another challenge soon after, being diagnosed with cancer in the year 2000. Something she detailed heavily in her memoir, which was titled Cancer Schmancer. In 2007, she launched a movement of the same name, Cancer Schmancer, designed to help diagnose women at stage 1. The next year, she was named a public diplomacy envoy for women's health issues, traveling the world to bring awareness to women's health concerns. And about 2 years later, she was cancer-free.
Cancer schmancer.
And she had another go at TV doing a 3-episode stint on NBC's Good Morning Miami. There was that movie Santa's Sleigh that gave her a terrific death scene. But of course, she was more interested in re-emerging in a lead TV role. which she landed with a show called Living with Fran on the WB, playing an interior designer and single mother. But like princesses, there were lots of behind-the-scenes issues, some diva problems. But yeah, Living with Fran, it lasted 2 seasons. But yeah, after that, she took a 5-year break from movies. Instead, she would turn up in The Simpsons' Treehouse of Horror, and would show up in things like Law & Order: Criminal Intent, Entourage, and the short-lived improv show, Thank God You're Here. She also launched a theater career with Camelot in 2008, and with Love, Loss, and What I Wore, followed by a Broadway debut in 2013's Cinderella. Miss Fran would then give the talk show hosting gig a shot in 2010, but dreadful ratings caused it to end after 3 weeks. In that same year, she did a TV Land sitcom called Happily Divorced, which she made alongside her ex-husband, because they're happily divorced.
Fran, I'm gay.
What?
Have a fight?
Yeah,
What about?
I'm gay.
Then, her voice was perfectly cast as a Bride of Frankenstein-type character in the Hotel Transylvania movies, and for some reason those do very well, and another failed sitcom called Indebted on NBC, which ran in 2020. But her most important role was coming, as in 2021, Fran Drescher was elected the president of SAG-AFTRA, and in July of 2023, Fran Drescher spearheaded a historic strike over minimum pay, health coverage, residuals in this new streaming age, and mother-effing artificial intelligence. And based on every press conference, media appearance, and social media post, President Drescher has shown a side of her that many television watchers had never seen. She was not up there making silly nanny jokes. This president was taking things serious, and wants to see real change and get things done. And whether you believe in the cause or not, you gotta respect her passion and her fearlessness. Yes, the voice is still kinda there, but she is not the whimsical doof that we've seen so many times, because you know what? You gotta be kinda smart to be kinda silly.
This is a very big deal, and it weighed heavy on us. But at some point, you have to say no. We're not going to take this anymore.
Fran Drescher has taken on many titles: cancer survivor, president of the SAG union, and a hilarious, beautiful clown. She is continuously passionate and is active in fighting for what she believes in. And as these striking Hollywood writers try their best to create strong female characters, they should probably take notes and pay attention to President Fran. So yeah, nobody should give a fuck about what the fuck happened to Fran Drescher, because she's doing just fine.